Hello and welcome to the arena. Hello, my name is Adrian Kang, and for the next 11 weeks, this will be the battleground where only the fittest will survive. The arena is a debate show, but it's a debate show with a difference. Now, debaters can no longer remain a safe distance from their opponents. Oh no, they'll be right up here in this arena, face to face, nose to nose, head to head. Right, before we kick off with the debate, let's take a look at how the auditions went and get a little idea of what the arena is all about. Take a look.
45 teams from 28 schools proved to have lively and engaging speakers at the auditions, which were held at the Singapore Institute of Management.
Exacerbate the problem.
Last watch a blockbuster action film. It has become too predictable. Creativity becomes how far.
The 10 teams that came up with the most convincing and cohesive arguments were the ones who clinched that coveted place in the arena. Kuo Chuan Presbyterian Secondary School, CHIJ St. Nicholas Girls' School, Hua Chong Institution, Methodist Girls' School, Raffles Institution, Loyang Secondary School, Sin Min Secondary School, CHIJ Katong Convent, United World College, Nanyang Girls' School. In the arena, 4 judges award points to the 3 speakers in each team, and speakers face off in the arena. In round 1, the first speakers each have 3.5 minutes to present their case. Round 1 is worth a total of 20 points. In round 2, speakers have 4 minutes to argue their case and can be awarded a maximum of 24 points. Next, all speakers will take part in the unique group rebuttal round. Teams have 1.5 minutes each to challenge and rebut their opponents. This round is worth a total of 28 points. In round 3, the final speakers conclude their arguments in 4.5 minutes. Round 3 has 28 points at stake. Throughout the debate, each team has a rebuttal bank of 1.5 minutes, which is used up when they decide to challenge their opponents. This is another unique feature of the arena.
So, 10 teams start out, only 2 will proceed to the grand finals, and at the end, there can be only one winner of the arena, winning the coveted championship trophy as well as a cash bonus of $8,000 from the good people at New Moon Essence. Oh yes. The first 2 teams vying for a place in the quarterfinals are Loyang Secondary School and Raffles Institution. The motion that they will be debating tonight is, hey, good looking, you're a winner. That's part of the motion. I'm not trying to flirt with you. Good looks triumph over effort. Good looks triumph over effort. Now, what does it take to get ahead in life? Is it being good looking or is it being hardworking? Do good looking people have an easier time in life and at work? Is that the reason why I've been having such a hard time for the longest time? We spoke to a few people.
I wouldn't say good looks equals success, but to a certain extent, it is true that looks do get you certain opportunities. First,
you won't go far, but it gives you a head start, I would say. After all, the first impression of most people is done within the first 5-10 minutes of looking at you. So, if within the first 5-10 minutes you have a good impression of a person, chances are you will give him more chance, more opportunities to prove himself.
it's kind of like a passport and an opportunity, but it just stops there. The rest of it is still up to you.
I guess in a way, if you're blessed with good looks, then it will give you a little advantage, like to get into clubs or make more friends.
Yes, good looks do help. I mean, you would want to know a popular person rather than an ugly person. I mean, it's superficial, but that's the way life is.
We're soon going to hear what the 2 teams have to say about that, and we're going to meet them right now. First of all, from the proposition, Loyang Secondary School, make a big noise for Shanaz, Yenfen, and Sonica. The team from Loyang Secondary School. Now let's meet the opposition. Raffles Institution, make a huge noise for Lionel, Kartik, and Shi Yang. Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, the team from Raffles Institution. Now, a little breakdown of how the arena works. It is made up of 4 rounds. Now, in the first 2 rounds, the first 2 speakers from each team will step up into the arena and face off. Now, the third round is rather special. It is called the group rebuttal round, and that is where all 6 speakers will step up here and face off. Now, the final round, the third speakers will round off their team's case. Now, round 1 is made up of 20 points. Round 2 is made up of 24 points. Round 3, the group rebuttal round, is made up of 28 points. And the final round is also made up of 28 points. Now, these points will be given out by our judges, and we're going to meet them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, your judges! Right, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, we have the very stylish gentleman up there. He is the esteemed lecturer in theatre studies at the National University of Singapore, Dr. K.K. Seet. Next up, we have a one-time nominated member of Parliament and, in my book, full-time gorgeous person, Eunice Olsen. Our special guest for tonight is someone who's really got an eye for beauty. In fact, he's got beauty at his fingertips as well. He is the world-renowned aesthetic surgeon, Dr. Waffles Wu. Rounding up the judging posse, this handsome young man up there, today journalist and member of the Debate Association, Mr. Ashraf Savda. It is time to kick off the debate. Please welcome your 2 speakers from the proposition, Shanaz. And from the opposition, Lionel. Shanaz, Lionel, Shanaz. Right, this is how round 1 works. Proposition, you are going to kick off. You have 3.5 minutes. During your case, the opposition may interrupt you with a point of information. Now, as a team, you have a total of 1.5 minutes to interrupt. So use your time wisely. You are also not allowed to interrupt during your speaker's last 30 seconds of their case. All that is clear? Shanaz, are you ready?
Yeah.
Excellent. Then let the battle begin.
Good morning, everyone. Today's motion is, hey, good looking, you are a winner. Good looks triumphs effort. Now, what is good looks? Good looks is a combination of attributes that arouse a sense of aesthetic satisfaction or affords delight and pleasure to the senses. But effort, what is effort? Effort mainly means to work hard and to be determined in your attempts. Effort does not mean being intelligent or talented. No, it mainly means working hard. Whether you succeed or not, that's a whole different story. To triumph over is to be highly successful and victorious over another thing. We understand that in some sectors, in some countries, people are assessed in terms of education and workforce according to merit. But what we are saying today is that form is more important than an attempt to achieve substance. As first speaker, I will be establishing why good looks triumphs over effort. My second speaker will be talking about how good looks increases opportunities. My third speaker will be showing you that academia as well as the movie industries succumbs to good looks over effort. What sort of world are we living in today? In today's world, we have to sell everything, whether it is selling our ideas, ourselves or our products. In today's world, we have been nurtured to believe that for anything to sell, it has got to look good. In fact, there is an IBM television advertisement that asks, if you were to display a product on stage, what will help it look good? IBM would. There was no question on effectiveness or productivity. Hence, even an important major company such as IBM understands the value, the importance of looking good, and it even offers to help its customers to do so. The main reason why our world is organized in such a way is because we are not exactly starved of information. We can easily build up on our intellect through media, internet and books and so many more. Hence, most of the time, we are able to achieve equal substance. When we have equal substance, what will tilt the balance? Looks. Good looks will give you that added advantage to succeed. Good looks also boosts your morale. It's a major confidence builder. Good looks, now, confidence is the first step to success, and good looks hands it to you on a silver platter. In a competitive world such as today, or anywhere else in the world for that matter, standing out is the only way you get recognized, and good looks gives you that added advantage to succeed, to triumph, to win. Hence, I strongly and completely believe that good looks triumphs effort. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shanaz. Kicking off your team's case right there. Okay, Lionel, ready to fight back?
Yep.
Yup. Excellent
Yep.
stuff. Now, Shanaz, you start off with a time bank of 1.5 minutes in your rebuttal time.
Okay.
So, if you're ready, Lionel,
Yep.
let the battle begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The motion "looks triumph over effort" states that it is more important to have good looks than effort. It implies that with looks, a person will be more successful than one who does not, even if he works hard. Now we define looks by physical appearance. We, the opposition, will prove conclusively that the motion cannot stand, not even in professions where looks are important. Nothing compensates for effort. Effort, that is, work put in. Successful people will attest to the many hours of work they had to put in, the obstacles they had to overcome, and the commitment and passion required to achieve success. In opposition, acknowledge that having looks is a blessing. However, looks can at best open doors to opportunities. In any field of work, a successful career is a marathon and not a sprint race. With a great deal of effort, one will be able to build up the necessary knowledge.
Your Isa,
Yes?
we did not say that effort is not needed. Sir, I think you're supposed to press your button. Pure Isa, what we are not saying that effort is not needed, no. We are simply saying that good looks is an added advantage. Everyone can work hard. If you want to achieve or do well in a career, you have to work hard, yes. But what will make you stand out compared to everyone else? That's what we're saying. Good looks triumphs effort. Thank you.
Although good looks are important, good looks only give you a head start as an opportunity. An opportunity where you can open a door for someone. But then, if for you to take this opportunity and impress your bosses that you're able to do something good, you must put in the effort and show that you are able to put in the work. Only this can you impress only this can you impress your employers. Now let me continue. For a great deal of effort, one will build up the necessary knowledge, expertise, and experience required to achieve success. Today, I'll be discussing three areas. Firstly, entertainment. Secondly, the sports and world of commercials. And lastly, the professional and corporate world to support our argument further. My second speaker, Karthik, will be discussing how looks can work to his detriment. And finally, Shi Yang will sum up our case. Now to my case. The entertainment industry is often associated with looks, and it may be mistaken that looks are the main ingredient for success. However, there are many renowned actresses and actors with only average looks. For instance, Ben Stiller, Oprah Winfrey, and Missy Elliott. Looks alone is not the main ingredient for success. Celebrities succeed as a result of the effort to carve a niche and make an identity for themselves. They reach the top because of the many years of hard work and effort they have put in to excel. Given the many choices available, fans will only pay for good entertainment. Just packaging a pretty face will not work. For example, Paris Hilton's debut album. Clearly, fans value substance over looks. One does not need to look further than the winners of the popular series American Idol, where its winners, Fantasia and Ruben started out, are those with average looks. And these examples clearly substantiate our team's argument. In sports, athletes command paychecks based on their achievements. Fans adore winners and will pay millions, pay top money, to watch them show off their breathtaking skills.
Pure Isa.
Yes, ma'am.
But true, you need effort to do well in sports, but you should also look at the other side. Good-looking sportsmen are placed in advertisement. Like a tennis player, Annie Konikova, was 97th in rank. However, she was used in advertisements. Why? Because good looks showed. David Beckham, he receives a lot of criticism, but he still generates money for his company. Good looks do help. It also puts you in demand, and it also makes you more popular. Which sportsman wouldn't want that?
Regarding the example of David Beckham was only at the top when he was given a lot of endorsements. He was England captain. He won the treble with Manchester United. and he was also captain of the England side, which was very, very good at that time. However, now when he's dropped from the England squad, his endorsement deals are slowly dropping and sponsors are moving away from him. This shows that companies only choose to sponsor sports athletes who are at the top of their field. Now continuing. Today, the buck-tooth Ronaldinho is worshipped by millions and is one of the best paid footballers. Top sportsmen also cut huge endorsement deals as leading brands seek to take advantage of these sportsmen's huge fan base. The fact that Sharapova and Beckham are big earners in their fields is mainly a result of them being top athletes. At only 19, Maria Sharapova is already ranked second in the world and has won 2 Grand Slams. Likewise, the lack of good looks did not prevent the Williams sisters from commanding top endorsement deals. Thus, effort clearly counts. Finally, looks matters even less in the professional and corporate field.
Thank you very much, Lionel and Shahnaz, kicking off your team's cases. Paris Hilton, yes, definitely a case for should be seen and not heard, I think, yes. We are going to hear from the judges right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, your judges. Right, round 1 is worth 20 points, so each judge's vote is worth 5 points. Dr. Seat.
Well, I actually felt that both parties did the motion as a service by reading it as a simple dialectic between good looks and effort. Because in our day and age, as Dr. Waffleswell will affirm, it often takes great effort to achieve good looks. But Shahnaz, you were very, very charismatic in your presentation, and Lionel, you were equally swift with your rebuttals.
Dr. Seat, your vote goes to? Ms. Olsen.
I think we have 2 very confident speakers, albeit different styles. I was hoping that Lionel would give Shahnaz a bit more of a rebuttal over there, but you didn't. But Shahnaz did a good job with the rebuttal.
Could we have your vote then, please?
Thank you.
Dr. Wu.
Well, I think you both brought up very good points, and I was very impressed by both of your speaking skills. I was particularly impressed by Shahnaz. You're very fiery and very passionate in the way you spoke. I do wish, like Eunice, that Lionel, you had really rebutted her a little bit more forcefully. I'm really looking forward to how this is going to develop. I have my vote already.
Right. Could we have it now then, please, Dr. Wu?
The team that did better is the one that, avoid catchphrase debating, just stating points without explaining them. All right?
Thank you. And your vote, Mr. Safdar, goes to? You've heard from the judges, and they have given their votes. Let's take a little look at how the scores stand at the end of round 1. Well, they're head-to-head right now. Loyang Secondary School and Raffles Institution both with 10 points. We're going for a little break right now, so don't go away. See you back then. And welcome back to the arena. Now, round 1 down, we've got round 2 to push ahead with. Let's meet your second speakers from both teams. First of all, from Loyang Secondary School, Yen Fen. Yen Fen, yes, indeed, right. And from the opposition Raffles Institution, Kartik. Hello, young man. Yen Fen, Kartik, Yen Fen. Yep. Right. Yen Fen, you are going to start. You have 4 minutes to speak. And during that time, Kartik, you can interrupt. As you know now, you still have 1.5 minutes left in your rebuttal time bank. But you are not allowed to interrupt in the last 30 seconds.
Yep.
If that's all clear, Yen Fen, are you ready?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yippee.
Then let the battle begin.
Yes, good evening everyone. And according to Mr. Ashraf's point, I would like to say yes, good looks does give you a head start. And without a head start, how are you going to progress in your job, am I right? Okay, now continue to my point. Today I will tell you how packaging is everything. And for example, in 1960, 70 million US viewers tuned in to watch Senator John F. Kennedy and Vice President Richard Nixon in the first ever televised presidential debate. And this debate marked a grand entrance for TV into the presidential politics. And this is the first real opportunities for viewers to see their candidates. Oh, you're smiling at me. Okay, the visual contrast was very dramatic. And Nixon, he had been ill. He was 20 pounds underweight and he looked really pale. He arrived in an ill-fitting shirt and refused to put on makeup to improve his color. On the other hand, Kennedy was 10, confident and well-rested. Okay. The 70 million saw one candidate, sickly and obviously discomforted by Kennedy's smooth delivery and charisma. The viewers focused on what they saw, but not what they heard. And studies on audience indicated that among the TV viewers, Kennedy was perceived as the winner of the first debate by a very large margin. And in substance, both candidates are much more evenly matched. But listen to this. In the first debate on radio, Nixon won. And on TV, where visual impacts do matter, Kennedy won hands down. So what does this show? Is this thing set a tone for American politics for the next 50 years? And you know, from the time I was a... Oh, yes.
But I'd like to say that this debate is not about American politics. It's about a more general picture.
Yeah? Yeah, but then now I'm telling you this example to tell that generally... Oh, okay. Now I'm giving you this example to state out this example that yes, even in leaders and even in politics, the good looks do triumph over the effort. Okay? Let me continue to my point. For a few years, when I was a little baby, mommy told me that good looks is not important. What's important is my inner beauty. But when I grew up, yes.
How credible is your mommy?
Now you listen to me, man. But I know that this is not true. I know that this is not true. Why? Because a few years ago, yes, we can help you again. Who pressed what?
What is not true?
No, now you have to listen to me, please. Give me have a chance. A few years ago, during the Asian crisis, when Korea economy started to decline drastically, company closed down and people getting fired. Big company are not hiring any more new employees. And few people can find jobs. And according to the article published on Times Korea, it stated that the common point of newly hired employees is that they are all good looking. And after the article was published, cosmetic surgery became a hit in graduating seniors of Korea. And why do they choose good-looking people? It's because that people often relate company's image to employees' image. And why do companies do this? Because this world is all about selling, yes.
But a lot of effort goes behind producing such a good image. So what's your take on that?
Okay, yeah, I agree on that. But do people see that? If you have a product put in front of you, would the inventor's face paste there nicely for you? Oh, yo, this one inventor leh. But you won't see that. You only see the packaging of everything.
I would like to say that what people see is only because of the effort. So let them see it. There's always effort.
See
behind
what?
the picture.
See what?
The picture in the commercial or whatever.
They only see the packaging of the thing. That's why they buy the thing. They don't see how much effort they put in. If let's say you go down to a layman without really educated, would you even buy? They will only buy the products because of the looks. And now there is also something called a fat penalty, plainness penalty, according to Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, and these do. Oh, okay. Fat penalty and plainness penalty, which is done by this research, done by okay. So therefore, I strongly agree that good looks do triumph over effort.
Thank you very much, Ko Yen Fen. Second speaker from Loyang Sangsu, thank you. Kartik. Ready to give her hell?
Yeah.
Excellent, Kartik.
Of course.
Okay, you have left in your time bank Loyang, you have left in your time bank 39 seconds to rebut.
Yep.
So if you're ready, Kartik, let the battle begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today, as the second speaker of the opposition, I'll elaborate on how effort triumphs good looks in two aspects. The first aspect will be that the road to success is laden with obstacles that only effort can overcome, and the second we will look at is that good looks actually hinder the pursuit of success due to certain stereotypes attached to good-looking people. Firstly, however, I have a few rebuttals to make. Firstly, our first speaker said that effort does not mean being intelligent or talented, but I would like to say that neither do good looks mean the same. And for anything to sell, you said that it has to look good. And I say yet again, effort goes into this. Without the effort, it wouldn't look good at all. And you said good looks are equivalent to morale and confidence is the first step to victory. But anything can be the deciding factor. It is not for you to judge which one is. And finally, I would like to say that you have constantly admitted that good looks give a kickstart to your career. But without long-term success, what is a career? You can fall back down any time if you do not consistently pursue your success with effort. Now, I'd like to move on to my case proper. My first argument for today, which is that the road to success is laden with obstacles that only effort can overcome. Now, when one is debating the motion good looks triumph over effort, it's important to note the crux of the argument, that when one sides with the motion, one is essentially saying that an individual who has good looks can get as far, if not further, than one who puts in a lot of effort in reaching the same goal. This cannot stand because of obstacles such as injuries in sport or in the corporate world, retrenchment. Because of the general nature of these obstacles, it's such that they require doggedness and a willingness to toil to defeat and succeed again. A classic example is that of Donald Trump, the real estate mogul, who after building a personal empire worth billions collapsed in the early 1990s after having to file bankruptcy due to a staggering $900 million in debt. Yet he never gave up. He could at that time hardly rely on good looks. He was nearly 50 and well past his prime in that aspect. But he came back with a vengeance with projects like Trump Hotel and Casino Resorts and the reality TV show The Apprentice. And he's now worth $2.9 billion. And he's a true example of effort coming through where good looks could not. Now on to my second argument. Today, you argue that good looks make you a winner and triumph effort. However, we from the opposition disagree with that and put it to you that good looks make it harder for people to succeed in many situations and many environments. The simple reason for this is that so many people get a kickstart due to their good looks and no real substance. Their stereotype has been attached to pretty faces, saying that they are where they are not because of their own deeds, but through their good looks. This takes away any sense of accomplishment, making it as though you didn't get there through your own devices, but through something beyond your own control. And there are clear examples of this. Take Charlie Webster, who on ESPN covers football matches. Being a model too, she herself feels that the public opinion of her that she has a job just because of her looks. She even quoted in an interview that she has to work doubly hard just so that she gets recognition for the football knowledge her job entails. Hence, this shows how such stereotypes in fact multiply the need for good-looking people to prove themselves. All those poor good-looking people. Why, I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, that even our resident judge right here, Miss Eunice Olsen, would agree that she got from being Miss Singapore Universe to being a nominated member of parliament through her own effort and initiative, and not her good looks. So to end off, I would like to say that good looks not only ditch one when push comes to shove, they can also be a disadvantage in one's pursuit of triumph and victory. And based on the two arguments I have put forth, I feel I have shown why effort is what appends good looks in reality. Thank you.
Well, we've heard from Yen Fen and Kartik, the second speakers from the two teams. Let's hear from the judges now. Your judges, ladies and gentlemen. Seat.
This is a real tough call because they were both so excellent. I like Yen Fen's dramatic flourishes, her infectious energy. But I also like the way that Kartik brought up the argument concerning stereotypes and the fact that he had taken on the comments of the judges in terms of the effort put in, as well as the idea of a sense of a time frame. So, very difficult.
So your vote goes to... Miss Olsen.
I think we have two very different styles, but two very, convincing people. One very entertaining and one very, serious in his approach.
And could we have your vote, please? Ooh. Dr. Wu.
On the one hand, we have one team which is saying that, okay, if both parties work equally hard, then good looks gives one a certain advantage. The other team is banking on the fact that if you have effort, that triumphs over looks with no effort. You know what I'm saying? And I think that in the next 2 rounds, we're going to have to really sort these 2 issues out a little bit more clearly if we want to get further. But I was very impressed by both of you, and I really would like to put my vote on where I saw the most effort, which was with Yan Fen. But for sheer delivery and convincing argument, I'm going to vote this way.
Last but not least, Mr. Safdar.
I was a bit more convinced by the effort of the team, which made an attempt to show how people relate better to images. And so I'm going to vote for that team.
And that team is... Ooh! Well, we've heard the judges' comments. They've given us their scores. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. You can see for round 2, Loyang Secondary School scored 6 points. Raffles Institution scoring 18 points. So adding the scores from rounds 1 and 2, we get Loyang Secondary School with 16, Raffles Institution with 28. And the next round is particularly exciting. It's the group rebuttal round. We're going to see all 6 debaters in action at the same time, so stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to the arena. Now, 2 rounds so far. Now, the next round is going to be a real nail-biter. It's the group rebuttal round. We are going to see all 6 speakers in action in this here arena. Please welcome your 6 speakers, ladies and gentlemen. Yes! Now, each team will have 1.5 minutes to argue your points. Now, every single member of the team must have a turn up here to argue a point. If you're ready, let the battle begin.
About stereotyping, this already proves our point. Why are there forms of stereotyping? Why are there forms instances of jealousy and enviousness? Because these people already know that good-looking people have something that they don't have, and they know that it's an added advantage. I would like to rebut that by saying that good-looking people get to these positions, get these kickstarts too often. So people with good looks start to think that they don't need effort to get far in life.
That, sir, is not true. You stated previously that good-looking people, if they have injuries, what will happen? They can't do anything. Let me ask you, are you trying to say every good-looking person has injuries? And besides, true, good looks don't last forever. But when is it that you need your good looks? It's when you are in your prime working life, when you're working and you need the good looks. It is then that is supporting you, it is helping you. When you have already retired, obviously you don't need good looks, because after that you've already financed enough to finance your retirement.
I think you got that point strongly misunderstood, because what my second speaker had said just now was that in order to overcome a problem like injury or retrenchment, good looks cannot help. And you have got that wrong. So it's a major flaw on your part because you don't understand what we're saying. Now onto my side. Just now you gave an example of Anna Kournikova and David Beckham. I said that the example was very, very flawed. Because when Anna Kournikova was at the top of her game, when she was constantly reaching quarterfinals in tennis Grand Slams, she was given endorsements. But now that she's retired, despite her having her good looks still, you cannot find her at any wall, any poster now.
Okay, now we cannot keep arguing about specification. Now, let's say, okay, just now we said about David Beckham. So how do we say that? If let's say like Ronaldinho, he also have the same skills. As in same strong skills as David Beckham. Why does David Beckham earns more?
I would like to say that Ronaldinho earns more. I'm sorry here, but sir, what you don't seem to understand is we're trying to bring up the point that there are many skilled players like David Beckham, but David Beckham still receives more endorsement. He's still being criticized, but at the end of the day, they still use him as a face for advertisement. He has more endorsements, and even when his career is failing now, it's his endorsements that are bringing him up.
Really, I think that you're misunderstanding what we're trying to say. Now, you say that David Beckham has received more endorsements, but what we're trying to tell you here is that he doesn't receive any more endorsements. He doesn't receive that much. Rather, it's Ronaldinho has received more. Why? Because he's a better player than David Beckham.
So, you're not saying he's good looking? Alright, and the first speaker also stated that all these industries, they need effort, blah blah blah.
Then let me ask you, why is something like education, which is the most important in our society, why is education? Are you trying to say that good looks in education? If you put a picture of your face on your exam paper, do you think you'll score 100 marks for that?
Continue. You've got 4 seconds.
And lastly, I think you've made a lot of factual errors here. Right now, Ronaldinho is the world's most marketable player.
Your two teams, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yes. Your judges, ladies and gentlemen. Right, the group rebuttal round is worth 28 points, so each judge's vote is worth 7 points each. But we're not going to be revealing the points right now. We will be finding out exactly how the judges score in the results show at 10 o'clock. That having said, Dr. Seat.
Once again, a very, very tough decision because the proposition excelled in terms of coordination of teamwork, whereas the opposition showed more comprehensiveness of treatment. So I'm glad that we have some time to mull over the appraisal.
Let's hear from Ms. Olsen.
Good display of rebuttal on both sides, so well done, guys.
Dr. Wu.
That was very exciting. We keep on going back to this Beckham and Konikova example. And whilst one team did say that despite the decline of prowess, there was a continued interest in that person because of looks, the other team kept on saying that the endorsements were going down. But is that a measure of success or non-success? Because the person is still being paid, he's still earning a livelihood from that.
It's an interesting distinction, isn't it? Whether good looks triumph effort in the desired industry or whether they triumph effort in an ancillary industry, in a collateral industry. And one team has dealt with that better.
We're going for a little break right now. The final round coming up, so stay tuned. Hey, and welcome back to the arena. We've had 3 rounds so far that have had us at the edge of our seats between Loyang Secondary School and Raffles Institution. Raffles! Hey. Bring the house down, ladies and gentlemen. From the Loyang Secondary School, Sonica. And Raffles Institution, Shiyang. Let the battle begin.
Good evening, everyone. As third speaker, I will be elaborating on how and why good looks triumph effort. Look at the world of movies, for instance. Hollywood movies which have better marketing and visual impact earn a lot more and receive more recognition, even if they may have poor storylines. Compare this to independent filmmakers which may have to put in more effort and time and produce outstanding pieces of work, but are dismissed by the general public even before the first review's out, simply because they do not have the look and glamour of big-budget movies. Yes.
We think that it would be extremely foolish to think, actually, especially in the movie industry, that pretty faces alone are definitely the secret to success for any movie. Now, to be completely honest with you, it's only those talented and versatile actors who can pull off their roles with finesse that are able to do well in this field.
So, what you don't seem to understand, for every one ugly or talented actor you name me, I can name you a lot more that are good looking and at the same time talented. Talk about Tom Cruise, talk about Beckham, talk about Brad Pitt, talk about other actresses, Julia Roberts, Cameron Diaz. They are the highest paid actors in the world and they have the talent and they are good looking. Now, going back to my point. Therefore, conceding to my team's motion today that yes, good looks do indeed triumph over effort. Now, in my speech, I will also be addressing the point that Kartik brought up on how good looks does not depend on success in the field of academia. Well, I will show you this right now. Even in academia, where one should only be judged by one's effort and nothing else, let's look at what's happening. According to Rocky Cope, a professor of astronomy and astrophysics at the University of Chicago, says like teaching, like acting, is a form of performance art in which looks do play a part. Recent studies in the US has also showed that sadly, professors are being judged by their looks. I mean, of all things, their looks. Yes, I know there are people sitting here and thinking, well, they don't matter to me, but the hard fact is, looks do matter to large numbers of people today, even if they never admit it. Yes.
Excuse me, but I think what Karthik was referring to was that good looks do not matter in the arena of academia when we're talking about students. As he has said, or rather as we have said, you can't really paste your face or rather a photo of your face onto a test paper and expect to get good marks, can't you?
Well, sir, I'm about to prove to you now that good-looking people are frequently naturally born intelligent. Now, going back to my point, people, especially in the business, spend millions of dollars every year on plastic surgery. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, CEOs of major companies have undergone cosmetic surgery to improve their image. Now, talking about academia. A new study presented to the annual conference of the European Society for Population Economics in Verona has shown that attractive students perform better than their average or below average looking counterparts. They achieve superior results in oral and written exams, and it must be noted that these exams take no account of physical appearance whatsoever and are marked anonymously. This suggests that the success of good-looking people with devastatingly good genes is not just down to lecturers favoring attractive students, but also to superior ability. Could this then mean that good-looking people are inherently more intelligent? Now, how else does this show you that beauty is substance and not all skin deep? Finally, we all know that the beauty and cosmetic industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and people these days are more receptive to going under the knife and correcting their looks, for they know that effort does not guarantee success, and they understand that good looks open them up to increased opportunities, for it has. Therefore, let's look at what this entire debate has been all about. The first speaker of my team talked about how good looks sell, and that people with good looks place themselves in an environment that invites success. The second speaker of my team wanted to talk about how good looks affected the way we chose our leaders, but unfortunately she was interrupted. Therefore, proving to all of us here that it made all the difference and was a deciding factor in helping John F. Kennedy win the first US presidential televised debates. She also wanted to talk about the short penalty, the plainness penalty, the fat penalty, and even something called the beauty premium. Now tell me something, is there something called an effort premium? I don't think so. Now, wake up to reality. In the fast-paced world of today, do you think people have time to look beyond a person's face value and at the person's efforts instead? Yes, it would be ideal if the world could one day work in such a way. Yes, but the reality of today is person is still being judged at face value. So let's not be naive and think otherwise. Thank you.
So, Young, if you are ready, let the battle begin.
Now, in most cases, success stories are contributed by both looks and effort. But in today's debate, is a value judgment on the significance, on the contribution of looks against effort. Now, and the clash in today's debate lies in two main grounds: on generating a good first impression, and secondly, on generating a credible reputation in the long run. But before I begin with what my team has told you so far, I'd like to point out a few flaws in your debate. Now, firstly, it's very important to note the measure of success is not just isolated to an industry. It's also not measured by being able to finance oneself, as I believe the proposition is brought up. Rather, let's look at
POI, point of information. So when you're talking to me about industries here, we are talking about industries that contribute to the economy to a huge extent. Like these industries depend on good looks, like the cosmetic surgery industry, the media, advertising. All these contribute greatly, and they do depend on good looks.
Well, that is how you measure success, then I think that you're sorely wrong. Now, let me finish. I was about to bring up the example of Mother Teresa. Now, Mother Teresa lived in poverty, yet she was a success. Will you not agree with me? And she also brought hope to many. Now, secondly, with what your team has brought up so far. Now, you brought up the idea of the IBM advertisement, I believe. Now, are you really trying to tell me that to sell anything, you need just good looks? Now, really, that's quite amusing. I think my team finds it very amusing too.
Point of information.
Yes.
Sir, even IBM, one of the largest computer industries in the world, knows that good looks are important. Why didn't you think that they asked? Why do you think they asked the questions on how good does your product look? Why didn't they say how effective is your product? If efforts do count in the world of advertising.
Now, do not be mistaken though, ma'am, that we are neglecting the importance of good looks. Hardly. No, instead we accept, yes, good looks sometimes has its part to play in success, but it's merely a complement and only a complement to hard work and effort put in, and is unable to function on its own, and hence does not triumph effort. Now, if you let me continue, ma'am, I was talking about the IBM advertisement. Now, granted, good looks open the door to new opportunities. Good looks present a good first impression, but what you're trying to tell me is that good looks present a more significant contribution to success as compared to effort, ma'am. Now, this is completely ridiculous to me, and as I will elaborate on later. Now, the proposition also told us that when you look at a product, for example, what you set your eyes upon are how good the product looks. Now, this is very interesting, but let me tell you what people will see, and when they look at this product, which relies on good looks and not effort. Now, they will no longer see how beautiful the product looks. In a matter of time, what they will see before them is a product made of style and not substance. What they will see perhaps is a piece of trash. Now, furthermore, I'd like to move on to what you have told me about David Beckham. Now, let me clarify something. David Beckham plays for Real Madrid. Real Madrid is one of the top clubs in the world. Now, let's think about this really. If he's playing for S League club, do you really think that he'll still earn that much? Can you really be that naive to believe that, well, if he plays for S League club, his good looks would matter? Now, let me bring you back to what my team has put forth to you so far. Now, firstly, that good looks does not triumph effort in society, such as the entertainment industry. It's a common misconception that people in the entertainment industry, for example, celebrities, singers, or actors, are mainly successful due to their good looks. However, as I've told you before, it's extremely foolish to think so, and I'm not going to go back to that because that would be wasting my time. Now, furthermore, we've also shown you that effort triumphs good looks in the sporting arena, with real-life examples in today's sporting world. Now, although on the surface it may appear that the good-looking athletes secure better sponsorship deals and other commercial money endorsements, of course, when we look beyond the surface, it was rather obvious to us, the opposition, that only if you have first and foremost put in sufficient effort, if you have the urge to succeed, and if you have literally sweat, blood and tears to be a top-class athlete, only then will you be able to enjoy monetary success. Only then will you have fame and fortune.
Point
only
of
then
information.
will you have a large fan base. Yes,
Point
ma'am.
of information. You know, I don't think you seem to understand, but when we brought up the example of Beckham, we didn't say it's because of his good looks that he's playing in one of the top clubs. It's because of his good looks that he gets more endorsements than players who are equally skilled.
Sure. But when we look, do you really think that his good looks would matter that much in a smaller club? What you're telling me is that his good looks would get endorsements. Would his good looks get endorsements in smaller clubs, for example, in some Asian countries? Now, secondly, we have also come at this motion from a different angle. We have shown you that good looks does not triumph, not only does good looks not triumph effort, rather, it also does not only does it not bring about success better than effort does, but rather, good looks hamper and hinder someone trying to succeed. Now, our reason for this is clear but simple. Now, some people get head start in their careers in life as compared to their peers because of their good looks. Now, furthermore, this creates a stereotype. People with good looks got to where they are because of good looks. Now, this happens a lot, I tell you. This happens a lot. Because this happens a lot, this removes any initial sense of accomplishment. Because this happens a lot, this means that colleagues and friends may treat you differently. And because this happens a lot, this means that one supposedly blessed with good looks must work doubly hard in order to achieve the same level of recognition, in order to achieve the same level of success that their not so good-looking peers might have attained. Thank you.
Now let's hear what the judges have to say about that round. Your judges, ladies and gentlemen. A seat.
Well, Sonica, your delivery was very compelling because you were very feisty. And I think you very wisely extended the argument to the world of academia, which is my world. So do you think I should go under the knife to get better student feedback?
Shi Yang, I think you gave her quite a good fight as well. So well done to you, both of you.
Shi Yang, you could have you could have rebutted that a little bit more, but you were very convincing in what you did bring up. So I was quite impressed with both of you.
Mr. Safdar.
You seem like a thinking wrestler. You know, you're ready to get up and punch, but you're holding back, which was very good. And I think at the end of the day, what happened was the team that did better was the one that identified more of the major issues in this debate and developed some breadth to their argument, looking at the issue across industries and both in the short term as well as the long term.
Thank you very much to our very good-looking judges. But how have the judges scored for the group rebuttal round and the final round? We will only find out in the results show, and that is also when we'll find out which is the school that will move on to the quarterfinals. So see you back at 10 o'clock at the results show. See ya. And welcome back to the Arena Results Show. Almost time for the moment of truth. We're going to find out which is the team that will be proceeding to the quarterfinals. But before that, let's have a little chat with one of our judges, shall we? Mr. Savda. Hi. We have some of your thoughts about the debate this evening, please.
Sure. You know, we were all talking earlier and we just said how entertained we were by all of you. Every single competitor here. You guys all did things that were so different. Some of you posed for us, Yanfen. Some of you were very stoic. Some were bubbling with excitement, which all worked because they gelled with the kind of person you were. At the same time, we'd like to say that style wasn't everything we judged you on. We had to look at how you married style with content. And in the end, the team that did better was the team that determined very clear parameters for their debate, that expanded with clear, again, lucid examples, and that followed this through all the way from the first to the second to the third speaker. That's all I'm going to say now. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Savda. Thank you. Right then, we are now about to find out which is the team that will be proceeding to the quarterfinals. Will it be Shanaz, Yenfen, and Sonika? Or would it perhaps be Lionel, Kartik, and Shriyang? Will it be Loyang? Or will it be Raffles? We will find out very, very shortly. And we will get there step by step. First, we will look at the scores for the two teams for round 3. As you can see, both Loyang and Raffles Institution both scored 14 points. Which means adding up the scores for rounds 1, 2, and 3, this is how it looks. Loyang Secondary has 30, Raffles Institution has 42. So Raffles Institution still having the upper hand over there after the first 3 rounds. But right now we also have the scores for the final round. Loyang scored 21, Raffles Institution scored 7, which means the winner of tonight's round going to the quarterfinals is Loyang! And to say that it was a close fight is putting it mildly. Let's take a look at what the final scores were. It was that close, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, totaling up the scores for all 4 rounds, as you can see, Loyang scored 51, just 2 points ahead of Raffles Institution. How close is that? Well, let's have a little chat with one of our judges here to find out how they arrived at those incredible scores. Dr. Waffles Wu.
Firstly, congratulations to all of you, and especially congratulations to the winning team. It was a very entertaining debate, and there were some very special speakers and some very special moments. I especially liked the second round with Yanfen and her very animated arguments, and there was a special moment when Kartik said, well, how credible is your mummy? But at the end of the day, I think the girls' team set the parameters very well. they actually laid the groundwork for the whole debate, which was that all things considered, if two people or two things had the same effort put in, if one had better looks, it had a slight advantage, and this would carry it through. They gave clear examples across different industries, from entertainment, media, sports, and all the way to politics and cosmetic surgery and beauty. So it was well sustained, and I wish the Raffles team had given a little bit more cut and thrust in their rebuttal. They did very well, but just not enough to pip the girls.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wu, and thank you to the judges. Well, many congratulations indeed to Loyang, but the boys from Raffles, do not despair, because there is still a chance we might be seeing you again. There is still a wild card team that we will be inviting back into the quarterfinals. So hopefully we see Raffles Institution again. Raffles Institution! Oh yes, so next week is going to be yet another war of words and battle of wits, so make sure you join us once again on the arena. My name's Adrian Pang. Good night.